Welcome to Spiritual Dialogue with Father Odon de Castro. I'm your host, Brother Lodi. With us is Sister Tachi. Father, the last time you discussed about dubious,
Yes, we were discussing last time the dubia, which is a canonical process by which cardinals are correcting a pope who might be under suspicion of heresy. And Pope Francis is under suspicion of heresy, and the heresies of Pope Francis are very clear. They're found in what you call the syllabus, which was written down by Pope Pius IX and confirmed by Pope Pius X. The syllabus is supposed to be a list of heresies written down by the popes. Heresies during the time of Pope Pius IX and Pope Pius X. And the heresy of Pope Francis today is among those found in the syllabus. So they're really heretical. And we mentioned in the last program that what is us Catholic in the Philippines, that majority of the Catholic bishops in the Philippines are also guilty of the same heresies found in the syllabus. And this is not only in the Philippines, it is worldwide. Majority of the bishops in the United States are like that also. There are good bishops here in the Philippines, there are good bishops also in America, but they are the minority. In Germany, in France, in England, it's the same state. Majority of the bishops are guilty of heresies. There are few are good. Now the problem is that what if you belong to a diocese where your bishop is heretical?
you become heretical also.
Of course, that will be the. Of course, you don't have to be heretical. You don't have to follow your bishop, and that's what we're saying because Scripture tells us it's better to obey God than to obey man. So if you notice that your bishop is embracing heretical doctrines, don't follow him. That's the rule. But who among the faithful would know that the bishop is holding a heretical teaching when the very bishops themselves do not know that they are embracing heretical doctrines?
What should we do, Father?
That's a very difficult question, isn't it? Because the solution would be you, Brother Lodi, study your Catholic religion.
Yes.
Because heresy is any teaching that goes against your Catholic religion, the Catholic teaching. So you have to know your Catholic religion. Each one of us. Because at this point, you cannot depend on the Pope because he's teaching now and he's under suspicion of committing a heresy. So you cannot depend on him to lead you to heaven.
What shall we do to understand the faith, the Catholic faith?
And that's our next problem, that since our own bishops are guilty of heresy, from whom will you learn the true teachings of the Catholic Church? And yet here I'm saying, Brother Lodi, you be a good Catholic. Of course you will say, who will teach me? The Pope is supposed to teach me, but he's under suspicion of heresy. My bishop is supposed to teach me, but they're under suspicion of heresy too. My parish priests are supposed to teach me, but we have not clear signs that they are under suspicion of heresy. But the probability is great that they are guilty of heresy because their own pope and their own bishops are guilty of heresy. So the question, Lodi, is what do you do? Now, the Catechism tells us if you want to learn the Catholic truth, take it directly, take it or get it directly from the teaching of Christ in the New Testament, not Old Testament, teaching of Christ in the New Testament as explained by the apostles and as interpreted by the fathers and the doctors of the church. There is where you will get your true Catholic doctrines without any danger of
Being
of committing any mistakes. Yeah.
There's a book about St. Augustine teaching Christianity. He explained everything about uh, the things that described in the book, in the Holy Book. Would it help us lay people to understand that the correct teaching, the correct doctrine, by reading the writings of the fathers of the church?
Now notice what the Catechism says, no? That the sources of Catholic religion, these are the terms, that the sources of Catholic truth, where does it come from? Is from scriptures and tradition.
Yes, Father.
Tradition is the fathers and the doctors of the church.
Yes.
So your question is, how about St. Augustine? Now, if you read St. Augustine, you also have to read scriptures because it says scriptures and the fathers of the church.
Yes, Father.
So you have St. Augustine, the fathers of the church, then scriptures. There are two things you have to read. But if you read Catina Aurea, Catena Aurea is the Latin word for golden chain.
By Thomas Aquinas.
These are the commentaries on the Bible of the New Testament
Yes.
by St. Thomas of Aquinas. So it is his commentary on the Gospel of Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Word by word interpretation. Except St. Thomas of Aquinas is not a father of the church. He is a doctor of the church. But in Catena Aurea, he is quoting the fathers of the church.
Yes, Father.
So in Catena Aurea, the commentary given for the gospel are not the commentaries of St. Thomas of Aquinas. It is the commentary of the fathers of the church. And these are commentaries of the Gospels of Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. So when you read the Catena Aurea of St. Thomas of Aquinas, you are reading scriptures and the fathers at the same time.
That is
At the same time.
Yeah. That is the best way to understand
That's
it.
shortcut.
I see.
That's the fastest way of getting the truth of the Catholic Church in its purity.
Is that easily available, Father? The Catena?
Well, easily available, very expensive, but easily
available now in the
Yeah.
internet. Okay.
I wonder whether the bishops are fully aware of this kind of readings, these books, so that they will be correct in their thinking.
Most of our bishops have these books in their library, most of them. I knew, for instance, that Bishop Sanchez had a copy, complete copy, in his library. When I visited him in Vigan when he was there, he had a complete writings of the fathers of the church. But these are the fathers of the church. It's not Catena Aurea. So he has to read yet
Marami yun.
the Bible, the scripture, the gospel, and then the fathers of the church. But most bishops have no time.
So busy.
They are too busy. Which, of course, is a very good excuse. But my complaint with the bishops is this, that they are very busy in the unimportant or the physical aspect of the Catholic Church, not the spiritual aspect of the Catholic Church. So they're busier in building churches rather than in building the Catholic Church,
The spiritual aspect of the Catholic
which is
Church.
the spiritual aspect of the Catholic Church. They should spend more time making the Catholics better Catholics than building buildings.
Yes, Father.
But even parish priests, that's their defect. The moment a parish priest is assigned a parish, the first thing he does is to beautify the parish church. because his promotion is dependent on whether he will build a better or a nicer building rather than a nicer Catholic community.
Yes, Father.
Yes,
So
Father.
it is a defect
Yes, it is a defect.
because it's not supposed to be like that.
Have you
Maybe
forgot?
just- yes, go ahead,
No, I was just
sister.
thinking, yeah, I think we all forgot that we're supposed to go to heaven, Father.
Who?
Or, it's not any more important. And that our goal is that, parang, what? Why? The goal has become different.
No, everybody, every Catholic still wants to go to heaven. But they have that wrong course concept, which is a heresy, that the moment you're baptized, you will go to heaven.
Surely go to heaven?
Yeah, if you're married in the Catholic Church, you go to heaven. If you're a priest, a Catholic priest, you go to heaven. If you're a Catholic bishop, you go to heaven. Everything is automatic, which is wrong. The whole liturgy of the Catholic Church from Advent up to Christ the King is how to go to heaven. And if the liturgy is explained well to the Catholics in the Philippines, you will notice that nobody's going to heaven based on the liturgy of the Catholic Church.
Father, about the church, the meaning of church is community of people. This community of people must be spiritualized and not just making buildings so that they can have mass and meetings and everything. How do you do that, Father?
Yeah, that is even a much bigger question than the dubia. Yeah, this your idea is how to build a church. We are really going to explain that.
Yeah.
Precisely because what we have noticed is most Catholic bishops in the Philippines, most Catholic dioceses are not Catholic at all. And most, I'm saying most, not
Yes.
all.
Yes, Father.
Because there could be one or two or three dioceses which are Catholic. There could be one or two parishes which are Catholic, but most dioceses are not Catholics and most parishes are not Catholic. And what's the sign? Well, you see, in the Nicene Creed, the true visible sign of the Catholic Church is enumerated there. When we say, I believe in one holy, Catholic, and Apostolic Church. And as we mentioned before, these four visible signs had been expanded into 15 marks. Instead of 4 signs, it became 15 marks of the true Catholic Church. So
Wow.
it's nicer, 15. It's nicer,
Instead
di ba?
of 4.
Yeah, instead of 4.
My God.
And if you go around the Philippines, you will not find any diocese with these 15 marks or these 4 visible marks. And in fact, I challenge the bishops or even the parish priests. I challenge them. Show me that you have these 4 signs or these 15 marks of the true Catholic Church. If you're a Catholic, show me. Of course, I didn't tell everybody, so nobody's doing it. But personally, I have tried. In other words, every time I drop in a parish priest, I try to see if they're Catholics.
You found none, no sign of the 4 visible sign.
Well, that's a secret of confession. But the point is, I'm telling them that they should be the one. The burden of proof is on the bishop and on the parish priest to prove
That they
that
are.
they're Catholics. That's what they're saying. The bishop is saying that he's Catholic and his diocese is Catholic. That's what he's saying. So what I'm saying, prove it. The parish priest is saying that he's Catholic and that his parish is Catholic. What I'm saying is prove it first. Before I go and hear Mass in your parish, prove it first. No?
Father, we have only 1 minute. Any observation?
And so you see the confusion in the Catholic Church are all interconnected. It is connected to the dubia, it's connected in the training of the priests, the way the bishops run their diocese, the way parish priests run their, it's all interconnected. So you cannot solve this problem one at a time only. It has to be solved all at the same time together.
Okay. Thank you for viewing Spiritual Dialogue with Father Odon de Castro. See you next time. Thank you.
Hosanna, Hosanna.